Taylor Sheridan's new show beats Yellowstone for top streaming spot. Yellowstone's reign on the streaming charts has been cut short by another Taylor Sheridan show. It's been a solid year for a series produced by Sheridan, with Lioness, Tulsa King, and Mayor of Kingstown getting generally positive reviews for their latest seasons. All three are likely to be renewed, with Zoe Saldana indicating that there is more story to tell for Lioness. Stallone has hinted at the same for Tulsa King. But even as his other dramas build momentum, Yellowstone remains one of the biggest television shows and boasts record-breaking ratings. There's a lot of interest in the long-running Western because of the headlines surrounding lead star Kevin Costner's exit and how that led to the death of John Dutton. But there's also the added element of uncertainty around the series itself, specifically whether it will be renewed for Season 6 or continue in the form of a sequel show, which would reportedly focus on Beth, Case, and Rip. It's hard to imagine the interest in the original Yellowstone characters fading anytime soon, regardless of spin-offs and other Sheridan dramas that trade on similar themes. But a new arrival is putting up a good fight. Real Good, which tracks audience interest, reveals that Landman has edged out Yellowstone for the top spot. Landman, which streams Sundays on Paramount+, had the top spot for the week of November 21 through to November 27 across all platforms in the U.S. Yellowstone Season 5 Part 2 on Peacock had been in the top spot for the week prior. But both series are capturing the interest of audiences and beating out some big titles. Other shows on the list include Arcane, Say Nothing, and The Day of the Jackal. Real Good, which uses first-party data from interactions with movies and TV shows on the platform in real time, finds that Sheridan holds the top 2 spots on the overall charts. Landman and Yellowstone come ahead of blockbusters like Deadpool and Wolverine, and solid hits like Alien, Romulus. On the television side, the 2 Sheridan shows beat out the new Netflix comedy, A Man on the Inside, and the Apple TV Plus sci-fi drama Silo, in addition to HBO's Dune. Prophecy. The top-ranking matches with the fact that Landman has already broken viewership records, according to Paramount. The new drama nabbed 5.2 million cross-platform same-day viewers for its first episode. This marks the biggest premiere for a Paramount Plus original in 2 years, taking the baton from the Yellowstone spin-off 1923. Sheridan's latest story drama also has the distinction of being in the top 3 for the biggest launches in Paramount Plus history, joining Tulsa King and 1923. It speaks to the fact that the prolific producer is one of the biggest hitmakers for Paramount, with his new show successfully leaning on an established formula. Landman is based on the Boomtown podcast, with the story unfolding as a class and cultural contrast between billionaires and everyday workers in West Texas. The adaptation dives into the world of fortune-seeking and oil rigs, helped along with the support of an impressive cast that's led by the Oscar-winning Billy Bob Thornton. He plays the titular landman at an oil company, Tommy Norris, but he's not the only familiar face in the ensemble. Sheridan, who co-created this series with Christian Wallace and wrote all 10 episodes, brought together an impressive ensemble of relative newcomers, veteran performers, and well-liked familiar faces. With an ensemble that also includes the likes of Demi Moore and John Hamm, in addition to Andy Garcia and Michael Pena in guest roles, reviews for Landman have drawn the obvious Yellowstone comparisons. On Rotten Tomatoes, where the oil drama has 76% score, the consensus notes that the Paramount Plus original plumbs much of the same territory as other Taylor Sheridan Penn series. But having Billy Bob Thornton on hand turns this Texas crude into highly watchable fuel. That may speak to Sheridan's secret weapon, which is putting in the right actors to lead his projects. Going back to Yellowstone, which kicked off Sheridan's TV boom, it had the two-time Oscar-winning Costner front and center. Tulsa King brought Stallone to the small screen, while Lioness has several acclaimed actors, whether it's Nicole Kidman or Morgan Freeman. 1923 features Harrison Ford in a dramatic role, and the upcoming family saga, The Madison, features Michelle Pfeiffer. Landman is very much a part of that, utilizing familiar faces for a story that is both heightened while still being handled with a light touch. Landman Season 2 has yet to be confirmed, but if the show's strong start continues to hold, it would be very easy to see the Norris family growing as big as the Duttons. The early possibilities are already there, even though Thornton's protagonist is a very different man than John Dutton. In the ever-evolving world of streaming television, where the competition for viewers' attention has never been fiercer, Taylor Sheridan has done the unthinkable. He's toppled his own juggernaut Yellowstone with a brand new show that's rapidly climbing to the top of the charts. Sheridan, who has established himself as a titan of gritty, character-driven storytelling, continues to prove that he's a master at creating content that resonates deeply with audiences. His latest show has quickly become a phenomenon, surpassing even the colossal success of Yellowstone in terms of streaming viewership, and here's why. Sheridan, known for his distinctive writing style, creates stories that tap into the raw, untamed energy of the American West. However, his new series takes a sharp turn from the familiar, extending his signature dramatic flair into a completely different genre, blending elements of crime drama, high-octane action, and psychological tension. The move has proven to be a stroke of genius, as it has captivated a wide range of viewers who may not have been drawn to the sprawling family saga of Yellowstone. A bold new direction. While Yellowstone brought Sheridan massive fame and a dedicated fan base, the show's central themes of family loyalty, land disputes, and generational conflict were always tethered to a more traditional Western sensibility. His new project, which has yet to be officially named, trades in the sweeping plains of Montana for the gritty underbelly of a modern-day crime world, where power, greed, and survival hang in the balance. The show is set in a sprawling urban landscape that serves as a sharp contrast to the rural expanse of the Dutton Ranch, offering a fresh visual style and energy. It's this departure from the familiar that has sparked so much excitement, with fans eager to see how Sheridan's storytelling prowess translates to a new setting. In this new series, Sheridan introduces a complex ensemble of characters, each navigating a morally gray world. From seasoned crime bosses and street-savvy enforcers to crooked cops and conflicted informants, the characters are far from the heroic, larger-than-life figures that define Yellowstone. Instead, these are flawed, desperate people who make decisions that blur the line between good and evil, making it impossible for viewers to categorize them as either villains or heroes. It's a shift away from the black-and-white morality that often defines Sheridan's past works, adding an extra layer of complexity to the story. The character dynamics. One of the key reasons for the show's success is the intricate dynamics between its characters. Much like Yellowstone, which revolves around the Dutton family's struggle to protect their land and legacy, the new series focuses on an equally intense struggle, this time for power and control within a ruthless crime syndicate. However, the characters here don't share the same sense of familial loyalty and unity that the Duttons do. Instead, alliances are constantly shifting, trust is a rare commodity, and everyone is looking out for themselves. This adds a level of unpredictability that keeps viewers on the edge of their seats. While Yellowstone had its moments of sibling rivalry and tense familial bonds, the new show dives even deeper into the human psyche, exploring motivations that are often buried beneath the surface. The audience is left to wonder, who can they trust? Who will betray them next? The atmosphere is thick with suspense, as each character seems capable of anything, both the good and the bad. And just when you think you've figured someone out, Sheridan pulls the rug out from under you, throwing in twists and turns that keep everyone guessing. What's also particularly compelling is how Sheridan portrays vulnerability within such an unforgiving world. In Yellowstone, we saw moments of vulnerability with characters like Rip Wheeler and John Dutton. But the new series takes this idea further by highlighting the fragility of the characters' mental states. Some characters are scared by their past, while others are desperately trying to keep their darkest secrets hidden. These subtle moments of emotional depth give the show a much more humanized feel, grounding the story in realism while maintaining its high-stakes intensity.